You're watching NFL Daily. I got some news. I got some rumors, and today's show is presented by Manscaped. If you're a guy out there, hey man, I'm just telling you from experience, Manscaped is where it's at. You can get the best male grooming products. You can make sure that you're looking great, smelling great. Studies have shown that women actually think that the way a man smells is a lot better than the way he looks. The way I say is this: why not look great and smell great? So go to manscaped.com/chat, 20% off and free shipping, and I got some awesome products coming up that I promise you is going to make it a lot better looking down there. Let's get into the very first story here, and if it was cheesy, I'm sorry. It's because I saw the Packers logo coming up here, and it's the Green Bay Packers. Could they potentially be interested in adding a wide receiver? We know that the Packers traded away Aaron Rodgers' go-to guy, arguably the best wide receiver in the National Football League, Davante Adams, to the Las Vegas Raiders. And according to reports, Green Bay is doing their homework on receivers, and they have been linked to guys like Julio Jones, Jarvis Landry, and Odell Beckham Jr. This offseason has been an interesting one for the Packers, and sure, they did go ahead and they traded up to number 34 in the draft to select Christian Watson, who I believe is going to be their wide receiver too. You also went ahead and you signed Sammy Watkins, but you got to be able to face the fact you're not ever going to be able to replace Davante Adams. And Allen Lazard is a fun receiver. He shouldn't be your number one. Christian Watson is a good receiver. But to ask Allen Lazard, Christian Watson, Sammy Watkins, and Randall Cobb, and maybe even Amari Rodgers to fill that void left behind is going to be difficult. However, if you are able to go out and get a top receiver like those three guys that I mentioned, it's going to make it a little bit easier. In terms of Odell Beckham Jr., there was a lot, and I mean a lot of rumors last offseason about OBJ going to Green Bay. Heck, I remember Davante Adams got so mad at Beckham for not going to the Packers when they tried to do the jersey swap. He's like, man, go swap with Von Miller and the Rams over there. So you know that this whole OBJ regime has been at least talking to Green Bay in the past, and it could absolutely happen. In terms of Julio Jones, if you're looking for another field stretcher, if you're looking for a true number one, that's exactly what Julio is. The issue is father time. And over the past few seasons, Jones has battled a ton, and I mean a ton of injuries. The other receiver that they've been connected to, it's Jarvis Landry, and I love Landry, and he is a hell of a receiver. He had 52 grabs last season, 570 yards. He sure missed 5 games, but you know what? He's a really solid route runner, can pick up those tough first downs, and can pick up that extra yardage. So out of the 3 players that I just mentioned, let's just say right now, you're the Green Bay Packers, you're the general manager, and you're sitting here going like, all right, I'm going to watch this random guy on YouTube. Whenever comments come in here, that's the wide receiver. We're going to go ahead and we're going to sign. So who's the best one? Let me know right now. Type JJ for Julio Jones. Type JL for Jarvis Landry. Or I want you to go ahead and type OBJ for Odell Beckham Jr. I'm going to go ahead and say OBJ would be the best fit with Rodgers, because when I look at that entire offense, they need somebody who is athletic as OBJ, and sure, he tore his ACL in the Super Bowl. You don't 100% know if he's going to be available for Week 1. I believe he will be. I saw him with Matthew Stafford. OBJ can still be a very, very good receiver. If you're going to go for upside, and I mean pure upside, then it's Julio Jones to me. If you're telling me between Landry, OBJ, and Julio Jones, they all play 17 games, Julio's going to be the one that puts up the best numbers. I'll guarantee it. If you're saying, well, we like Christian Watson, we like some of our other pieces, we just need another player. You want to go the safest route? It's probably going to be Jarvis Landry. If you're telling me which player do you think is the most likely to play 15-plus games, my answer is Landry, and he's going to be a good player. He won't be a number one, but it might be the safest option. To make sure that you don't cut your downstairs, the safest option is Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com/chat, 20% off and free shipping on the best male grooming products out there. Manscaped also is relaunching the Ultra Smooth package. So we've talked a lot about products in the past about trimming up everything. I don't know about y'all, I like being silky smooth down there. Makes it look bigger. It's just being honest with you. And on top of that, when you use good products, it also makes sure that, you know, your downstairs is taken care of. So I love this blade. It's a thinner blade. It's also a thicker handle, so you can actually get into those hard-to-reach places. You can also make sure that you're not cutting yourself. And a lot of times people are like, all right, well, you talk about these Manscaped products all the time. Do you use them? Yes. All the time, weekly in fact. Here are my Manscaped steps with their brand new Ultra Smooth package. So first, I get out my lawnmower 4.0. You got to get rid of all the extra bush down there. You got to get rid of the hedges. You just got to get rid of all the junk. Free it up for George W. You know what I'm talking about. The crop exfoliator. Spread it all down there. That way you don't get any of those ingrown hairs. That way you don't get any of those red bumps. Then when you shave, the crop gel. It's clear. Why? So you can see what you're shaving. And then the final thing is the crop shaver itself. It's a silky, smooth shave. Father's Day is coming up, and I promise you, if you're not a father, well, you might be. It's manscaped.com/chat, 20% off and free shipping. Let's go now to this. The New York Jets, they're using Manscaped, and they're trying to build the D because they are interested in not only Kwon Alexander, according to rumors, but also Larry Ogunjobi. And for the Jets, they need more talent on the defensive side of the football. No doubt about it. They were 4-13 last season. They have about $13.21 million in salary cap space. But in that division, with Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, with Matt Jones and the New England Patriots, that's two playoff teams. And now with the Miami Dolphins, even though Tua's got a noodle arm underthrowing Tyreek Hill, you still have to say that that team is absolutely a potential playoff team. So for the Jets, build the defense. And for Kwon Alexander, it's interesting because Alexander's a player that, I like a lot. He's had some good run-ins. And then in terms of also Larry Ogunjobi, both of these players are good on either being able to get after the quarterback or being solid edge rushers. So if they're able to end up going to the New York Jets, it obviously would really, really help out that defense. It also help you being able to get after some of those players like I just mentioned there, like a Josh Allen, like a Mac Jones, or hell, maybe even a Zach Wilson. So if you were the New York Jets and you could only sign one player, who would it be? Would it be Kwon Alexander? He's had 4.5 sacks over the past 19 games with the Saints. Or would it be Larry Ogunjobi? So type LO or type KA right now down in the comments because I'm going to go ahead and give you my answer. I'm going to go ahead and say it's Kwon Alexander, and it's the simple fact of Larry was signed and then released because he wasn't 100% healthy, or I'll just say he was out of shape. Kwon never has been out of shape. He's just never really been able to stay healthy. I'm just a believer that the edge rushing potential is a lot more important, especially in the AFC in general when you consider all the talented teams there. So for the Jets, I would say go ahead and get yourself Kwon Alexander. We always try to set benchmarks, and I hope you guys, when you wake up in the morning, you set a goal for yourself. I set a goal every single day, whether it be at work, whether it be something personal, whether it's in my relationship. I always try to set a goal. My next goal that I'm setting here is I want to get Chat Sports YouTube channel to 300,000 subs. We need 8,750 more. If you love the NFL, NBA, college football, sports in general, if you like to speak your mind and you want to be able to do all of that for 100% free, hit the subscribe button, turn on those notifications, and if you don't like the videos, you can always unsub. You have nothing to lose, but we would appreciate it. The final story coming up here on NFL News and Rumors presented by Manscaped. Chuck Clark, is a trade going to be coming for the Ravens safety? The rumor is that he wants to be traded. It has not been reported by anybody that I'll say that is credible that Clark wants to be traded, but I've also been doing this for a long time, and, well, I'm reading the tea leaves. He doesn't seem very happy, and there's a lot of Ravens beat reporters that are saying that because of some of the past moves that the Ravens have made, whether them going out and signing Marcus Williams or drafting Kyle Hamilton could definitely be an issue. He does still have 2 years left on his deal, and he's a good football player. He had 80 tackles last season for Baltimore, 2 interceptions, 12 pass breakups. I don't think that Baltimore dislikes Chuck Clark whatsoever. I think it was they saw Marcus Williams being able to help out that football team. They went ahead and took him. And then for Kyle Hamilton, he slid all the way down to number 14. Hamilton was the number 1 player on Tom Downey's big board. It was simply, we're going to take the best player available. Nothing against Chuck Clark. And honestly, this is what John Harbaugh had to say on Chuck Clark. Like, when I see this from your head coach, this tells me that they do not want to move on from him. Chuck is a big part of this team, and I'm planning on Chuck being here. I'm not going to worry about all the other stuff. The other stuff is the other stuff. It's part of pro football. I understand it, but I love Chuck Clark. I love the way he plays, and I'm very happy that he's a Raven. So those are the words from Ravens head coach John Harbaugh, and I believe everything that he's saying. But I also can understand it from the competitive side of Clark. So how about this? You guys let me know. Y for yes, And for no, will the Ravens end up trading Chuck Clark? I am going to go ahead and I'm actually going to type my wife for yes. Not that they want to, but when you follow him on Twitter, you see the stuff he's saying. It sounds like he wants out of Baltimore.